Well, your whole body is nothing but antibiotics. It is. I mean, seriously, if they took a urine sample, they would find all kinds of antibiotics in your urine. So what happens is if you get a major infection or a major illness, the antibiotics might not do anything. And they're almost out of of antibiotics right now, that they need to come out with a new generation of antibiotics, and they're working on it. But it's scary because even like what's going on right now in China, it seems to be very resistant to antibiotics.
Yeah, it is. You're right. And yeah, if they come out with something new, they really going to have to be, vigilant on not just passing out to anybody for anything. And that way the whatever they're fighting, germs, disease, bacteria, whatever it is, it doesn't build up resistance against it, so it doesn't even work.
Well, the point is, like I said, we've been, feeding our bodies antibiotics for years. Even if you don't go to the doctor, you're getting it in your food. So now all these germs and stuff, hey, it doesn't do anything. It doesn't kill them. Or people get antibiotics and they don't follow all the way through the plan that the doctor gives. You stop halfway, because maybe the infection in your mouth went away. So you thought. And then a week later, it comes back. So, you start taking your antibiotics again. And now this time, the infection keeps getting worse because the antibiotics won't work. Well, here's another thing that's really interesting. In the oceans, right now, it's a big soup of bacteria that is growing in the oceans, both Atlantic, the Pacific, the Mediterranean, the Black Sea, because of the temperature rising in the oceans.
Yeah, I've heard that. And it's killing, I believe it's also killing birds, from what I read, and some other ocean life and things. But yeah, I read that. That's very mystifying.
Yeah, it's scary. Well, you know what? Here a guy gets put in prison for killing his boyfriend. Now, he just didn't kill his boyfriend. He ate his boyfriend.
Oh, my goodness.
So while he's in prison, he, hooks up with another inmate. They become close. They kind of are married in prison. So what do while they're in prison? They kill another inmate and start eating them.
What is wrong with people? Jeez. Well, I mean, oh boy. So there's a whole plethora of problems here. Number one, are they going to eat them raw, or are they cooking them up?
If you're in prison, okay, what do you have in your cell to cook anything?
Listen, they're very very. They can come up with ways. Believe me, they can get some electrical wire and make something with a piece of metal or something, and have a frying pan. But the bottom line is they don't have a cold storage there. They got caught. I wonder how much of the body was left. Now, can you imagine a son who's, really evil and is really trying to retaliate to his father? So every day his father goes and looks for something and it's missing. Well, the son, you know what he was doing? He was taking these items and super gluing them to the ceiling. Oh, my God.
One day it's his glass case. The next day it's his glasses. The next day it's his wallet. The father is looking everywhere through the whole house. Now, how many people look at their ceiling?
Obviously, this guy didn't look, but yeah, you got a point there.
Yeah.
I kind of...
Yeah, one day he looked up in a ceiling. He saw his car keys. He saw his wallet. He saw his glasses, his glass case, and a whole bunch of other stuff. This glued on the ceiling. And that's how his son was getting back. He didn't steal the stuff. He just figured, hey, I'm going to get back with you. And I'm just going to put it up on the ceiling.
It's a wonder the guy didn't think he was losing his mind and thinking that, up was down and down was up. But, when you super glue something, you pretty much ruin it because it doesn't come apart where you glued it. That's for sure.
No. Cal, a man in Delaware, goes into the local store and he accidentally buys 2 Powerball tickets. Each one of them paid off. He bought 2 of them. Each one of them paid off $50,000.
Oh, well, that guy sat on a horseshoe somewhere. What is the odds of that? And the thing is, he didn't even, from what you're saying, he kind of like didn't want them, or he got the wrong ones, but he still won, and he won back to back.
Yeah, he only wanted one, and he accidentally bought two.
Oh, okay. Jeez. Yeah, that is, wow. I guess he couldn't lose if he tried.
No. Well, you know what? A pizzeria makes a 340-foot pizza to raise money for Australian firefighters.
Wow, that is bigger than a football field. I'm telling you, all these food records they're astonishing. I mean, that's enough food. Like, where do you find all the stoves and the people to cook and make all that? That's what boggles my mind.
Well, right now in Utah, the residents are really upset because there's a HIV campaign going on. And what a rubber company did, no, I'm not talking about car tires, but a condom company came out with the most unique names on their condoms, like slut, whore, tasteless, and a few other ones I can't even say over the air. But they're being sold and given out also by the local governments to curb HIV.
I've seen some of those names, and I was waiting if he was going to cross that line. I
wasn't going to go past that. It was bad enough what I said, but I mean, people wouldn't have got the gist to it.
Yeah, I get what you're saying, but yeah, and I know it's true. I read that thing, and it was a day or yesterday, maybe, or maybe it was today. But yeah, they've got some wild names. They're trying to. I don't know. I guess they got a campaign to battle this in their own little way.
I have no idea, but could you imagine you live in Alaska and you're out working and chopping wood, and what happens is a moose decides it wants you and decides it's going to attack you, and you have to run into your shelter, which is a shed. Now, you think this moose would give up, but no, for hours and hours, that moose just waited for him to come out.
You know what it sounds like? Sounds like the guy must have stepped in a female, something from a female moose somewhere, and it was on him, because that sounds like a male moose that's a reason why he wouldn't give up. And he must have smelt a female moose on him, and he was persistent. What could you do? You can't get away.
Well, I mean, at least he was in a shed. He was protected. Well, do you remember back a couple of weeks ago, there was a guy in South Africa who went up on a flagpole, and on top of the flagpole, there was a barrel. Yeah. And he lived in it. Well, he broke the record. He lived in the barrel without coming down or anything for 67 days.
Wow. That's incredible, because I seen the picture of the barrel and the pole, and it's like, to spend 1 hour up there was amazing, but 67 days, that's mind-boggling. I don't know how he did it.
Oh, yeah. And then again, this National Weather Service yesterday about falling iguanas in Miami. Now, some people go, oh, my God, but you know what? People are gathering these, poor little creatures that froze to death, and they're bringing them home.
And, the thing about that, they're an invasive species like the pythons. They're not even native to Florida. What's happened over the years, people's had them as pets, didn't want them. They got too big, let them go in the wild, plus the hurricanes freeing a bunch of them. And now you got a whole population running around wild like them pythons. And, yeah, they had a cold front come in. It was like 29, 30 degrees, and it freezes them up, and they just start raining iguanas out of the trees.
Oh, yeah, but these people loved it. They were getting boxes of them. You know why? Delicacy. Dinner time.
Oh, my goodness. I would have never dreamed of that.
Oh, that's what it says. It actually shows pictures of people preparing them.
You always say people will eat anything on this planet.
Yeah, that's really scary. I would never think about eating one of those. I kind of draw the limit. I tasted rattlesnake once, I didn't, people say, oh, rattlesnake tastes like chicken. I don't know what they think chicken tastes like. Maybe somebody used to cook their chicken when they were growing up, didn't know how to cook chicken. But I can tell you one thing, rattlesnake doesn't taste, to me, it doesn't taste like chicken.
I can assure you, any snake doesn't taste like chicken. That's a misnomer right there. That's just something from the movies. But no, any reptile doesn't taste like chicken. Just listen, if you don't believe it, just try it yourself. You'll see.
Oh, yeah. A poor lady in Kentucky went into the kitchen to do the dishes, and out through the drain comes a large snake.
Oh, the revenge of the snakes again. Here we go. I wonder if that was in Florida.
No, Kentucky.
Oh, that's right, Kentucky. Oh, I'll tell you, what is it with snakes? They're getting in people's ovens. They're down in Kentucky, invading the houses. They're in restaurants. They're all over the place, lashing out.
Well, it seems like there's more reports lately on snakes than there ever has been. I mean, it's crazy. I mean, you can't even go into a restaurant and use the bathroom without fear of being attacked. They're coming out of the bathtubs. They're coming out of the toilets. They're coming out of the kitchen sink. Oh, my God. Where are these snakes doing? Where are they coming from? Up in our own state a week or so ago, a rattlesnake came out of a sink also. Oh, actually, I take that back. Came out of a toilet.
Yeah, you reported one last night, I think, came out of a toilet, and I think it bit a woman while she was sitting down or about to.
Yeah, well, it makes me want to, hey, I think I'll stand up. I don't know, just because it's nothing there when you sit down doesn't mean, I'm saying, especially if you're on a septic. I think that's another thing. There's the magic word. Maybe it's coming from people who are on septic systems.
Well, pretty soon we're going to have to get these coloners that fit on over the toilet before you sit down, just for safety measures or something. I don't know, but boy, that's scary.
Well, I don't know. I've never, been bit by a snake. I don't care to get bit by a snake. I don't even want to see a snake, but let alone have to worry about them coming out of the kitchen sink, out of the bathroom sink, out of the toilets.
Oh, I got to tell you, if you got bit by a snake while you're sitting on the toilet, you're going to have some serious issues, man. You just are. That's going to stay with you a while.
I would think so. What can I say? Are we being invaded by snakes? What's going on, frankly, is the earth changes. It's warmer in a lot of places. It's colder in some places. But it's strange. A lot of these places that are normally colder this time of year are warmer. And the places that are, it's just like everything is reversing a little bit. Have you noticed that?
Oh, yeah, definitely. I did a little report on the news last week about in certain areas in Siberia, it's so warm there that the bears have insomnia because they're not able to sleep. So, yeah, it's all over the place. Ice is melting and it's throwing off the birds' flight patterns. It's really throwing them out of whack all over the place.
Yeah, it is. Well, anyway, we're going to be back in a couple minutes. We're on break. You're listening to Night Dreams Talk Radio.
Living in the strangest of times on my hill, watching while the cities rise from the cleft that we left when the sun beat it down into the valley.